Garden Inventory, Part 5, April 10th. So this 65-gallon composting device here, like I was saying, really well made, but when I'm evaluating my my reason for doing this in the first place is to sort of live a more sustainable and a more sustainable lifestyle and decrease my footprint, my ecological footprint. But here's the thing. I impulse bought this because the situation I had was not really the best. And what I ended up with is a product that was manufactured in New Zealand. It was shipped to Indiana and then sent to me. And you're looking at all that went into getting this to me. That was a pretty costly endeavor, and I think that it just made me think of like how in this effort you sometimes don't weigh all of your options, and you get kind of you just don't think it through, and you end up buying something, coming up with sort of a market solution to like a problem that you perceive, and you end up not really I'm going to use this thing for like a year, and then I'm probably going to move. So is it worth the cost? I don't know. Maybe. But it just makes me think of how, if I would have thought this through a little bit more. Actually, when I topped those bins off with that piece of wood right there, it worked. It would have worked pretty well. I would have needed to cut some slits in it like that, but it could have functioned, very, very similarly. Also, I mean, I guess the other feature that this has, in addition to these slits, is this thing will open. I'm not going to open it right now, but this will open so I can get the compost that drops to the bottom, which will usually be the stuff that's been processed by the worms. But I could have made something like this from recycled material if I would have thought it through a little bit. I could have found a couple more of those garbage cans somewhere. I mean, I walk by people who've just thrown them out, or I could have gone to looked up a store that was selling them, and so definitely I think that's a lesson to be learned there. That's one of the snap peas. So my methods for sowing these are very crude. What I would do was draw a line in the soil like this, drop the seeds in, and cover them. Just covering them like the same. Generally, if the seed is an inch thick, I would sow it like 1.5 inches. Gotta move this still.